Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to HA After Dark. Not too late, but hopefully a lot of people are up. And I just want to thank everyone. For tuning in. We are going to have a very special live stream. And this is going to pretty much expose every issue regarding the Fisa warrant. And I'll do so in a pretty easy to understand manner. If you're interested in the uploads, I will do so within the first half an hour. Everything that you need. Hello, Cole. Hello, everyone. Cole Wilson, Lou Stranger, Eric H526. Hello, everyone. We have almost 200 people 1 minute in. Not bad. Anyone with an offensive like screen name or any troll will be hidden from the channel. So I definitely don't want any crazy names on this channel or anything offensive, because this is a place where everyone can listen. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what your background is. If you're interested in Democratic Party corruption, this channel is for you. So thank you so much. I welcome everyone. Difference between like being a Trump voter and being on the left is that on the left, the average day, I keep saying this, the average day is you suck, you're horrible, you're worthless, you're nothing, you're a piece of poop, you're not real, you are a tool, you're a sympathizer, you're a apologist, you're this and that, every type of euphemism they could ever, possibly level at you, they will. And that's the good day, a good day. Oh my God, you should see before we get to the FISA, everything. Okay. You should see, I have gotten more hate. And this was when I was even like firmly on the left. I got more hate from first the establishment Democrats and then the ultra left. They don't realize, well, the establishment Democrats control the entire narrative of liberal politics, progressive politics, even though a lot of progressives might disagree with me. But the left controls the entire narrative. It's always, well, you have to hate Trump. Hate Trump. And if you're not hating Trump enough, and if you're focusing on Democrats too much, then you're a traitor or you're horrible, or you have to vote for Hillary. If you don't vote for Hillary, you're a sexist, you're a misogynist, you are someone who wants Trump to win, all of these things. It doesn't ever work out. So let's just get to it. Number one, I have been saying from the beginning, from early January 2017, I believe it was either November, December, January, December of 2016 or January of 2017, I was saying to everyone, I was saying that the Steele Dossier is fake news, it's gossip, and there's a reason it was a dossier, and the CIA didn't say, hey, this took place, that took place. The CIA has a $15 billion budget. They should know if something, it would be so easy to find out if Trump was compromised. It would be so easy. The unredacted one is going to land soon. Trumpy, I call him Trumpy. President Trump is right now, he has everybody where he wants them. Thank you, Anti-Camp. Thank you. Thank you. And I love everyone here. You guys and gals are all wonderful. That's the thing. Like I said, there's good vibrations. If you have left the Democratic Party, you see it for what it is, a really evil cult that needs to be peacefully demolished. There's only good vibrations after that. So they utilized, what they did was essentially they utilized bureaucracy to justify criminal behavior. They controlled everything. Clapper, Brennan, Comey. Loretta Lynch was at Department of Justice. President Obama was the president. So they utilized bureaucracy, and they got the ball rolling and moving. And they also understood that there is a reverence for Team America, for the intelligence community, for the media beholden to Democrats. There is a reverence. They attacked us, don't you know? The Russians attacked us. Well, how did they attack us? They attacked us by letting us know. To my super chat, by the way, thank you so much. I think you too. Abracadabra, pretty much. It's ever since I've done the super chat, my channel does not grow, but it grows ever so slowly. I might hit 117,000 subs. I might get there. I'm like the little engine that could. So the uploads, the channel moves really quickly. So I kind of missed that, but I definitely love the interaction, and the super chat gives me every incentive to keep rocking this. And also just interaction with everyone here. It's just awesome. You know, we average from 500 to 1,200, usually around 700-800. Lately, we've been consistently at like 1,000 plus. But so yeah, but they utilized a dossier that was purchased by Hillary Clinton. And what they said was, we're going to utilize this, and we're going to utilize a drunken conversation between George Papadopoulos. Papa D, HA has live stream competition from POTUS Maximus. Thank you, Papa D. Thank you. Thank you, Papa D. Thank you. So what took place was they're like, well, we don't have any evidence at all against Trump. We have no evidence at all. But what we'll do is we'll just pay someone to dig up a whole bunch of nonsense, quote unquote, dig up, really fabricate a whole bunch of nonsense. Then, because I can tell you something, you want to hear something crazy? One of my buddies, this is even before the Steele Dossier, goes to me and says, I heard that there's a lot of dirt on Trump. He's been money laundering from Russia. And I'm like, why would he need to launder money? The guy is a billionaire. It's the Clintons who need to launder money. They never had a business. They never had a real estate empire. They were never in the private sector, really, aside from like shady deals with her law firm. Aside from Whitewater, the Whitewater debacle. So, I mean, they're worth what, like over 100 million, and they're in government their whole life. How does that work? It works by constantly selling yourself to the highest bidder, which is what Clinton's done, both of them, which makes them apolitical. But so they had no evidence. And what they did was they used the Steele Dossier, which is gossip and nonsense, hearsay. I've been saying it's hearsay and gossip forever. And BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. Congress wants to go after Christopher Steele. Then you have the issue of BuzzFeed getting sued by Russian oligarchs, and an entrepreneur. And then you have the issue of BuzzFeed actually trying to force Christopher Steele to disclose as much as he can about the Steele Dossier, which he doesn't want to. So there's nothing, it's just gossip. It's just literally a compilation of nonsense and gossip and hearsay and just rumor and innuendo. It's not rooted in any fact or evidence at all. Meanwhile, you have Hillary Clinton, who deliberately transferred top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence from Cybernet, JWICs, and SCIFs onto her unencrypted server. By the way, she had CIA agent names there also. And by the way, 4 years of Brian Pagliano's emails are missing. The chat is awesome. And at the end of the day, what they did was they didn't even, in the FISA application, they didn't even tell the judge or judges, because numerous judges signed off, and the Democrats are saying, oh, well, you see, the judges knew it was opposition research. The judges did not know that it was Hillary Clinton. That is a huge detail. They didn't know it was the DNC. You cannot allow a political system to utilize the justice system, a political party to utilize the Justice Department against another political party. There was no evidence within the CIA or the NSA or the FBI that warranted any investigation. They had to literally outsource it and go to London and outsource it from a citizen of another country. So, and now we have the issue of Julian Assange, who risks his freedom, who has risked his freedom, who's been captive because he published the truth. Now they might arrest him. And Ecuador is making a big mistake in doing so. Lenin Moreno is making a huge mistake. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to somebody who is a political refugee, who has consistently won court case after court case after court case? So I do not believe that Julian Assange will ever be extradited. I believe that Julian Assange will win his freedom in the UK, and the UK will have to abide by the United Nations, by their own laws. The UK has already stated that WikiLeaks is a media organization. The UK has already stated that WikiLeaks emails are admissible in court. The United Nations has already ruled that Julian Assange is owed compensation. So I believe if they do Hillary's bathroom email server. I had to witness everything in her bathroom. I feel bad for you, Hillary's bathroom email server. My goodness. Thank you. Hillary's bathroom email server. I had to witness everything in her bathroom. Yes. Yes. We're almost at 500 people. That's right. It's almost the middle of the night, or it's the beginning of the evening, or the late night. So they found nothing, and then the Nunes memo was corroborated yet again, and now Trump is going to disclose more unredacted. Oh, geez, here with Ro Khanna. When it comes to opposing Trump's preemptive war against Iran, he's not going to invade Iran. There should be a litmus test. Every Democrat must oppose it. Democrats who oppose the war in Iraq committed one of the greatest, who supported you're talking about Hillary, supported the Iraq, committed one of the greatest blunders in American history. We can't repeat that mistake. 9 hours, 80 retweets. So Ro Khanna has pretty much lost his progressive credibility, whatever it was. I was stating in the beginning, there are articles, basically Silicon Valley is very supportive of Ro Khanna. It's one of the biggest bases of support. And you have billionaires, or one billionaire, supporting President Ro Khanna, who was a Trump, who was voted Trump, which is fine. I'm not a progressive anymore, but I realize, so just looking at 9 hours, 80 retweets, there's no preemptive war against Iran. Okay. Tweet isn't a declaration of war. And we're never. We're never invading Iran. So, I mean, thank you, Eric H526. We're never, ever going to invade Iran, ever. So here's a news flash for everyone who thinks that this is possible, look at the map, or just look at where oil prices would be right now, or if we invaded Iran. The oil price $72 a barrel. It would be at like $300 or $200 a barrel if we invaded Iran, probably more. But here, just if you look at the map of the Middle East, you'll realize we would never in a million years invade Iran, ever. Well, mainly because Iran is not going through a civil war. It doesn't have a despot that, you know, has lost power. They do have elections. And just look at the map. Just look at the map. Iran is in between Iraq and Afghanistan. So it's in between Iraq and Afghanistan. This isn't like poker where you need like, you know, three of a kind. We're never ever going to invade Iran. Ever. Because we already have, what, 10,000 soldiers in Afghanistan, 5,000 or 6,000 in Iraq. We have soldiers in Yemen. We have soldiers in Syria. Look at the map. We don't have the military to invade Iran or occupy Iran, nor would we ever want to. There's no strategic interest in that. We shouldn't even be in Syria. But you have Iraq to the west. You have Afghanistan to the east. Okay. Then you have Pakistan, which there are issues there between Iraq, between the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. We would never invade, ever invade Iran. The Obsolete Man. HA, my three favorite Hillary interviews: Pompeo, Susan Brooks, and Earth Roby. Please mention Billy Jack Haynes, WWF wrestler. Wow. Witness two boys. Yeah. The Maximilian. This is for you. Thank you, the Maximilian. Thank you. Thank you. The Obsolete Man. Well, the Obsolete Man is referring to, and this is just YouTube policies. I don't want to get too into it, but there is a wrestler who came out and stated things that he witnessed in Arkansas. I'll leave it at that. But the Obsolete Man is right. You can read the message. So, abiding by YouTube policies, I'm not going to get too into it, but this former WWF wrestler has, you know, his story that he's basically been on news shows, and he has, you know, given his version of things that took place, claiming what he saw in Arkansas. But the Obsolete Man, thank you. The Obsolete Man and everyone here, remember, Hillary Clinton will eventually be charged for her crimes. That is the writings on the wall. It's virtual certainty that's going to take place. So the Obsolete Man, thank you so much. HA, Just Me, HA, thank you, Just Me. HA, did you ever think in your personal history of journalism that you'd be doing live streams at 1 a.m. Eastern? You are so amazing for doing this for us. Thanks. Just Me, thank you. And Just Me, the Obsolete Man, Just Me, everyone here. We have 555 people, and everybody here, and it's now 556. Everyone here, Just Me, is all experiencing the same thing. We're looking at CNN and MSNBC and the Washington Post and the New York Times, and we're like, we're looking at this. We're in disbelief. So it's like, I'm glad we're all going through the same things, and we all see the reality of the situation. It's very easy. So Just Me, thank you so very much. I'm glad that I started the live streams, because it's a really wonderful way to not only interact, but really feel part of a community and, you know, kind of detox. One thing I like about this channel and everybody here, and Just Me, you, and everybody here, is that it's like a detox from all the propaganda. David Kaplan, David, if everyone sends HA $5 at the same time, will be fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'd have to go ahead and say thank you to pretty much everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. David Kaplan, thank you so much. Thank you, David, as always. for your support. And Just Me, thank you as always for your support. The Obsolete Man, thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate it. And yes, there's lots of, you can't continually commit crimes and get away with it if you're sloppy. And so David Kaplan, thank you. So if you just look just really quickly, so I mean, people are like, it's gonna, they're gonna invade Iraq. It's not gonna happen. Just look at the map of the Middle East. Ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You have Iraq to the west. You have Afghanistan to the east. A war in Iran would possibly destabilize Pakistan, which is bordering Pakistan. Iran's bordering Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq. So, and then you have all the Gulf nations. So, there would be no strategic goal or interest or So Just Me, thank you. Agent 99. HA, thanks for never giving up and telling the truth. Been with you since 2016. Let's get everybody to subscribe to Roseanne's new YouTube channel. Well, I want to subscribe too. Let me see. Roseanne's awesome. I have a great deal of respect for Roseanne. Thank you, Agent 99, for being with me for so long, and I greatly appreciate that. And you've gone ahead and seen my change also. Clara Nielsen, thank you so much, Clara. Thank you so much, Clara Nielsen. Thank you. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you. HA, have you been playing cricket? No, I guess I just like white polo shirts, but thank you, Clara Nielsen. Thank you, Just Me. Thank you so much, Clara. Agent 99, thank you. Yeah, I mean, definitely subscribe to Roseanne. She is awesome. Let me see. Let me try to find Roseanne's new YouTube channel. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Roseanne Barr. 40,000 subs. She's going to hit 4 million subs in 2 seconds. She's awesome. So here's Roseanne's YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to it. She is awesome. Let me go ahead and here's Roseanne's YouTube channel, everybody. Subscribe to it. She'll get 4 million subs in like a second. I mean, she's a legend. So subscribe. Awesome. Awesome. Mike Pompeo's speech on Iran. So let me get to Pompeo's speech. Okay, Becky Pamplin. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Becky. Okay, so Pompeo's speech on Iran. By the way, the Obama administration allowed billions, or what, over $1 billion to be funneled back into Iran. Not a big deal. Just the usual. Pompeo speech, Iran. Oh. Accused leader of okay, so let's go ahead. Oh my God, why is this not working? Oh Lord. Of course this thing is. Oh well, just you know, that's great. Everyone sub to Roseanne. I sent the link. She is amazing. She's really just wonderful. Legend, really a legend in TV in Hollywood. She should never have been fired, even though it was a horrible thing that she wrote. I mean, if Joy Reid isn't fired for anti-gay posts, and you have all these people who are outraged over really, really horrible, disgusting statements, and they're like, no, you shouldn't be fired, then why fire Roseanne? Where's the redemption? Where's the empathy? Where's the mercy? Where's the teachable or learning moment? Where's the ability to say, okay, well, somebody's sorry for something, let's move on? The left, people on the left expect mercy and empathy and compassion for them. But when it comes to condemning, they want to condemn because they're so moral and righteous. The heck am I doing? Oh, okay, yeah. Iran.
Regime must improve how it treats its citizens.
Pompeo is like a horrible speaker. This guy is one of the worst speakers you ever see in your life. He speaks like a frat boy.
Well, thank you for a kind introduction.
He speaks like a guy who like just played beer pong or something, and foosball.
The regime's brutal response to these peaceful protests reflects the intolerance that its revolutionary worldview has.
The peaceful response to protest. Meanwhile, you had like the most horrendous. Oh my lord! You had the most horrendous response to protest at Standing Rock under Obama. Nobody said anything, or the left didn't, I should say. Becky Pamplin, thank you again. You know, I'm trying to go ahead and play this. Clara Nielsen, thank you. John Doe, John, I'm trying to go ahead and play it, and of course the volume is stuck on my computer, so there you go. It's completely, the volume for the sound for the audio is stuck. Oh Lord, what am I doing now? This stinks. Oh, okay. Okay, now it works. That's funny. Oh, Lord. Okay, so here you go.
Produced. Last January, the regime welcomed in the new year with the arrest of up to 5,000 of its own people. They were peacefully calling for a better life.
Oh my God, really? Because we backed Saddam in their war against Iran. Isn't that funny?
Hundreds reportedly remain behind bars, and several are dead at the hands of their own government.
That's horrible. So, anyway.
The leaders cynically call it suicide. Overall, it's clear. The regime's ideology has led many Iranians to be angry. They cannot call their homeland a normal country. They know that a constitution that enshrines the export of Islamic revolution and the destruction of its neighbors and the restriction of citizenship is not normal. Ordinary Iranians know that their government's torture of its own people is not normal. Earning multiple rounds of sanctions by the UN Security Council is not normal. Inciting chants of death to America and death to Israel is not normal. Being the #1 state sponsor of terror is similarly abnormal.
I don't think they care too much.
It seems the world has become desensitized to the regime's authoritarianism at home. And it's
okay, so yeah, it's not, we're not going to invade Iran. We're never going to invade Iran. And this the real issue is Trump, who will declassify even more. So we have Devin Nunes, who's going to go right now. Devin Nunes. Take a listen to Devin Nunes. And hold on one second. Oh, right here. Right here. Okay, so
remember the Nunes memo? Well, back in February, the House Intel Committee
We'd like for all those to be unredacted so that the American public.
So check out Devin Nunes. This is today. It's happening, folks. And it's happening, and it's taking place real time. And that's the great thing about all of this, is that we can all enjoy the real-time implosion of the Democratic Party. So this is Devin Nunes.
What do you think about the criticism?
Well, we're really happy that it came out. We've been fighting for this for months, for this FISA application. It's the FISA and the 3 renewals to be put out for the public to see. There's still a lot of redactions. We would like for all those to be unredacted so that the American public has a chance to see this in full transparency.
Now, what's some sliver of the criticism that you've received? And I know that's nothing new for you, but over the weekend after this was released, let's watch.
He basically wrote this entire memo to mislead the American public without ever having read this FISA application.
They were lying when they said that that the FISA judges were fooled because they were not told that part of the base of the...
No, Mr. Nadler, they weren't lying. They didn't say... They did not... Oh, here we go. Let's just do this. So Nunes basically goes on to talk about how... Trump, they want Trump to disclose a completely unredacted version, or a version where a lot of what's redacted is unredacted. So even more so. Mike Brennan, have you ever been purged by ThemTube? Nope. If not, please explain how you've avoided it for new people who make videos. Okay, so Mike, one reason I'm always in good standing with YouTube is this. Whenever you go ahead and have any segment, so any segment that you have, just always I source CNN, at Washington Post, Fox, MSNBC, Wall Street Journal. I'll put a link to what I'm talking about. So if it's politics, I'm just going to read from reputable sources. Nobody can say, so my analysis people disagree with, but nobody can say that I'm making things up. Because they're not going to say that CNN is fake news, or that, the Wall Street Journal is fake news. It's not. The Wall Street Journal is a million times better than CNN. But I'll even use CNN. And so I always source everything I say. It's really difficult to criticize a channel that only goes ahead and actually sources what it talks about. And then I provide my analysis or my viewpoint based on the reputable source. So that's pretty much what I do. And then when I go ahead and make other claims, then I'll go and look up reputable sources to back my other claims as well. So if you are looking at a channel, a political channel, just remember to do that and you'll be fine. So Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I do it. Here's an example. So let's go ahead really quickly. Trump wrong about Carter Page FISA warrant. No, he's not. So let's look at this nonsense.
And discredited Mueller witch hunt. But for one, Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio is coming to the FBI's defense on this.
So what? So this is CNN. So what? Marco Rubio hates Trump, and Marco Rubio is an establishment Republican, just pretty much like an establishment Democrat. But hold on one second. Let's just get to Mr. Chris Strzok here, and we can go on.
Let's go to CNN Politics reporter, editor at large, Chris Strzok, for the fact check. I see that redacted FISA warrant. Where do you want to start?
Well, man, this could take a while, Brooke. Okay.
Not really. Not really. The FISA warrant was based on gossip and hearsay. So let's start.
First of all, Marco Rubio is right.
No, he's not.
Donald Trump is trying to link the Steele Dossier with the start of the FBI probe, which became the Mueller investigation. Not accurate.
Very accurate. Very accurate. Doesn't matter if there was something prior to it. There's still no evidence. You have not the biggest element of the start or the beginning phases of the probe was the Steele Dossier. Nobody even doubts that. Even Comey and Andrew McCabe have stated that.
We know from under oath testimony
from who?
Intelligence officials.
Under oath from Strzok? You don't name the intelligence officials under oath. You have John Brennan and James Clapper who've both lied under oath, Mr. Solis, that they don't care. You think that swearing under oath, John Brennan swearing under oath is it? Who cares?
It was a meeting between George Papadopoulos, that one-time Trump foreign policy advisor.
What? That a meeting, a gossip and hearsay? We don't know if the meeting even took place. Where's the evidence the meeting took place?
And a professor who would want to be an agent, but who was saying he had ties to Russia, that initially piqued the FBI's interest.
The piquing of the FBI's interest, the initial piquing of the FBI's interest is a smokescreen hoax cover-up facade. There is no investigation. You know what piqued the interest? The uranium the cash flow to the Clinton Foundation amid a Russian uranium deal, the weapons deal scandal, Haiti, $10 billion stolen, all of these issues. That piques the interest of a pay-to-play RICO fiasco, RICO law fiasco. But if that, Mr. Saliza, with all due respect, who's actually the best, probably one of the best people at CNN, Saliza is actually one of the best people at CNN, much better than Anderson Cooper or anybody else, or Jake Tapper. He knows a lot more, but still, he's saying that the Steele Dossier isn't what started everything. Okay, so what's this? Joseph Mifsud, the professor he's talking about, has ties to British intelligence. The whole thing was an overt setup. It's a joke. Where's the evidence? Forget about words like piqued interest and suspicious. Who cares? Where's the evidence of a criminal act?
Okay, so that's point one. Point two.
Point one is not even a point. Simply saying that George Papadopoulos met with somebody is not a problem. Who cares?
This is related to Devin Nunes, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, has said repeatedly that the FBI never let the FISA court know that some of this information was gleaned from a document, the dossier, that was being paid for by someone who might be supportive of one of the candidates.
That's not what he said, Mr. Saliza. So right off the bat, you're actually forming a rebuttal on a statement that wasn't even a statement of Nunes. Nunes said that the court did not let the judges did not know that Hillary Clinton purchased the Steele Dossier, which is a fact. Hillary Clinton did not. The judges were not informed that Hillary Clinton and the DNC, big difference from candidate 2 or candidate 1, is. I clicked myself. Okay.
Not accurate. U.S.-based law firm has hired the identified U.S. person to conduct research regarding candidate number 1's ties to Russia. The FBI speculates that the identified U.S. person was likely looking for information that could be used to discredit candidate one's campaign.
That is not accurate. That does not mean Hillary Clinton. Candidate one could be anyone, or candidate two, or whatever.
That's pretty direct. That suggests
No, it's not.
that this was not sort of a benign, nonpartisan effort, that this might have been a search for information on Donald Trump. Let's go to the next slide, but
That's not the issue here. Is if the tables were turned, they would never allow a Trump-purchased dossier to indict Clinton. Or they would never allow a Trump-purchased dossier. They would say it was conspiracy theory. This investigation was predicated upon nonsense. And then if the best they have is, oh well, there's also Papadopoulos, which is what I've been saying for months and months and months, well over a year. A drunk conversation between two men is not evidence, nor is a bunch of nonsense in a dossier.
as I said, there's a lot here. Okay, now again, Donald Trump saying that this all began with the Steele dossier. No, again, Page lived. This is from the Fisa warrant, by the way. A lot of this is redacted, which is why you're seeing the black lines here, just by way of context. From approximately 04 to 07, Page lived in Russia. During this time, Page began dealings with Gazprom, a giant oil and gas.
So what? You can live in Russia. You can speak to Russians. You can speak to Russian officials. Guess what? You can even meet Vladimir Putin amid the Russian uranium sale like Bill Clinton did. Doesn't mean that necessarily you've committed a crime. So what?
Gas company with ties to Putin. So there was concerns about Carter Page prior.
No, there wasn't. That's not a concern. Working for Gazprom is not a concern. And Carter Page says something very interesting. They've called him a Russian agent and also someone who is susceptible to recruitment. How can you both be a Russian agent and someone who is susceptible to recruitment? That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all. Makes no sense.
Prior to the Steele dossier. Let's go to the next slide. Because again, okay, remember, this was authorized once, the Fisa warrant was authorized once, and reauthorized 3 more times.
So what? Who cares? It could be reauthorized 5, 10 more times by judges who were told this is really important by people like Strzok and Comey and Brennan and Clapper. So what? The assumption here is that because it happened, therefore it should have happened. There are safeguards, just like Peter Strzok talked about. There are no safeguards. They gamed the system. It's easy to game, to rig the system, especially if you run the system. HA, are you trying to reason with CNN? No, Sickle J, you know, you're right. There's no need to reason with them, but it's just interesting, the appeal to bureaucracy I find interesting. This appeal to bureaucracy. Like if you caught a parking meter officer, and the person's like, I started writing, I can't stop. Sorry, it's in the rule book. If they just write one line, no, you can stop. There's leeway within bureaucracy. If you want to go ahead and to game the system, to work the system, to fabricate using judges and dossiers, you can do that. We're seeing it now. So I mean, I guess that's maybe I'll stop, but that's the issue here. Dan Bongino is awesome. He's a lot bigger than me. Would love to be on his podcast or show. Yeah, he is absolutely. I have a great deal of respect for him. He's awesome, absolutely awesome. But what they did was they fabricated everything. They have no evidence, but they fall back on. What they do is they simply fall back on process. And ladies and gentlemen, you can look at Mrs. Christine Assange's page or WikiLeaks page or Julian Assange's page on Twitter. This is Mrs. Christine Assange. Until otherwise by me, his mother, or Julian's lawyers, assume that Julian is still arbitrarily detained in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. So he has not been, arrested or anything yet. Fight to keep his asylum and to free him with safe passage. Action reduces stress. He needs WikiLeaks warriors, not WikiLeaks warriors. Exactly. So Dan Bongino, it's astonishing how so many otherwise intelligent people are willing to burn any professional credibility they have left by defending the now thoroughly discredited Russian collusion hoax. History will judge them as complete fools, and generations will look back on them in shame. From day one, I was saying that, and I agree with Dan Bongino 100%. People are, when I first heard that, Trump could be a Russian pawn, I was like, no, come on. This is obviously some fringe Democratic thing. Nothing's going to take place. This is so ridiculous. Then it caught steam. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Ay. Wow. This is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and...
On my left.
Wow. I just retweeted something that's pretty... Latinos with Trump, this gentleman, Unfiltered Beast. This is what he says. Hold on one second.
It wasn't right-wing extremists. It was black and brown people.
So, I lived in Oakland all my life, and white supremacists didn't kill my friend or rob my poor mother at gunpoint. Definite. So, so you can go ahead and... It's a Latino man who is just talking about, crime in America. Then there was... All right, so... All right. So Julian Assange has not been arrested yet. So that's one thing. Because I've been hearing like HA, like look at your Twitter feed. HA, he's not been arrested. Let's look at Paul Sperry. The scandal behind the scandal now is how Washington press corps knew the FBI and DOJ were abusing their power on the FISA process and yet said nothing. Spygate is a fatal indictment of the New York Times and Washington Post, so they are complicit in the skullduggery. Absolutely. Glenn Simpson was the Pied Piper leading the media rats to the collusion story. He and his comrade Dan Jones are still keeping the myth alive in the media. There you go. I mean, you know, then you have something interesting here. Good morning, DS. Good morning, everyone in London. This is interesting. Huber has the criminal referrals. Question is whether a federal grand jury is actually investigating FBI and DOJ leadership for surveilling the Trump campaign for political purposes and rigging the outcome of the email probe to clear Hillary before convention. So Huber has the criminal referrals. It's true. He does. Well, definitely for he has the IG referral for Andrew McCabe, but he also has the criminal referral for Hillary Clinton, James Comey, and everyone else from, 13 Republicans. There should be a special counsel, regardless of whether there's a special counsel or Sessions just comes out with the indictment right away, whatever. The point is that eventually Hillary will be charged. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. Sean, thank you. Thank you, Sean. So let's see. We're winding down a little bit. I'm getting poo-pooed out. Strzok poo-pooed out. No one's been charged yet because Sessions, a couple things I can think of is Sessions is waiting to build political momentum. We just found out the application was complete nonsense. What they do is they continually fall back on process. Well, it informed that somebody, political opposition, against Trump. That is not Hillary Clinton. It's completely different. If the tables were turned and Donald Trump purchased a dossier that implicated Clinton in any scandal, they'd say it's gossip and hearsay. Where's the evidence? William D. Campbell, an actual FBI informant, stated that the Russians were bragging about their influence over Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and President Obama. And then the first thing out of Democrats' mouths were, where's the evidence? Well, wait a second. Isn't gossip and hearsay enough? And first of all, it's not even gossip and hearsay. This is an actual FBI informant. Steele was not an FBI informant. Steele was working for Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS. They outsourced allegations. So it hasn't happened yet, but it will. Let's listen to Carter Page really quickly. So Carter Page is pretty much like not only vindicated, but simply going to Russia or speaking to Russian people doesn't make you a criminal. This is so stupid and ridiculous. Democrats are like the biggest buffoons on the planet.
Carter Page, and he joins us live tonight. Carter Page, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
So this application repeatedly describes you as an agent of the Russian government, repeatedly.
He's an agent of the Russian government, but he's susceptible to recruitment. Nosicle J. Carter Page being a super spy is almost as ridiculous as Jennifer Aniston getting back with Brad Pitt, or worse, the IRS Star Trek training video. Nosicle J. Thank you. Thank you, NoSickle J. Yeah, I mean, cash flowed into the Clinton Foundation, and Clinton then was just miraculously silent. It really doesn't matter if she could. Obviously, money influenced her because money continually flows into the Clinton Foundation. It's a money laundering racket. It's not even, they don't even hide it well. It's an overt money laundering racket. It's pretty overt. So check it out. So check, this is Carter Page.
Are you aware of any criminal charges pending against you? Do you expect to be charged for working for the Russian government?
Not only am I not aware of it, Tucker, there's also the fact that no question I've ever been asked by the FBI in terms of any of these fake theories related to the dossier, as you're alluding to. None of those made any sense whatsoever. So there's not even a premise by which I could even conceivably be charged. So it's absolutely ridiculous.
And yet there are specifics from the dossier. Apparently, this comes from the dossier, but the application accuses you of meeting with two Russian officials, both named Igor Sechin and Igor Divyakin. Did you meet with either one of those men?
I never met with them in my life, ever. Yep.
He never met with the people in the Steele dossier, and he could easily sue BuzzFeed, but I don't know if, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's Steele dossier. I don't know if BuzzFeed published that, so on that I'm not sure about regarding Carter Page. I'm pretty sure they did. But just to be on the safe side, don't know 100%.
Do you believe that allegation comes from the Steele dossier?
Absolutely. It's funny, in July of 2016, 2 months before the Yahoo News article came out, I started getting these calls from various news reporters, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, all asking me about these same two names of people I've never even heard of in my, I had heard of Sechin, I never even heard of Divyakin. And so it was obvious, and some people told me from the media that they heard about it from the Clinton campaign, et cetera. But, so finally they found someone to put it out in 45 days before the election in Yahoo News.
So the Clinton campaign, of course, learned about it from Christopher Steele, whom they were paying to gather this dossier.
So, I mean, there you go. It's just unbelievable. Scott Bigler, thank you. President Trump is one of the few people you can count on one hand who have lost money being in politics. Exactly. Scott Bigler, great point. The guy, he actually loses a lot of money being in politics. That's a great point. And then people hate him. There's no reason aside from, they don't like his personality. They don't like his the biggest thing they hate about him is what? He's soft on Putin. He didn't give uranium. That was Obama. And then you get, Obama didn't give uranium. Obama, it wasn't, he could have vetoed it. Even the Snopes article says Obama could have vetoed it and he didn't. Live chat is awesome. Scott Bigler, 100% right. 100% right. So let's just check really quickly. All right. It's ridiculous. I'm looking at so many stupid and ridiculous tweets from the left. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Thank you so very much. We have reached a point where it's all unraveling, but it's kind of exhausting to see it all unravel. Now there needs to be, thank you, Eric H526 and everyone here, there needs to be action taken, and there will be soon. But we're all leading towards the eventual consequences of fabricating a hoax, which is that it's all unraveling. The media can go ahead, CNN can go ahead and say, well, you see this, you see, they're just doubling down on stupidity. All of this is leading towards the obvious conclusion that this was all fabricated, and the obvious conclusion that it is all a cover-up for Clinton's crimes. And it's really up to Sessions. If he wants to continue to waste time, you're not going to, there's nothing that can happen that will get Democrats to realize, or the media to realize, that Trump is the sympathetic figure in all of this, that he was spied on illegally, and that the bureaucracy or the mechanisms of government were used against him simply because people like Susan Rice and President Obama and everything gamed the system. They utilized the system against him. That's it. And all to cover up Clinton's crimes, which he did commit deliberately. And we still don't know what Trump has committed. He's never even been accused of a crime. To my super chat, thank you so very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. God bless. And greatly appreciated. This has been a great segment. Get some rest. And I just want to say thank you again for everything. Have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again to my super chat. Thank you. The unredacted versions will come out. Congress wants them. Once they come out, that will further expose the fact the Steele Dossier, a fake news dossier, was utilized to spy on an American citizen for no reason at all. Thank you so much.